And I think for us, like the vacation was like, oh, life is normal, and it's okay to be normal. And I think that's the biggest thing, is finding out what normal means again for you. You know, you're going through so much, you know, and the family's going through so much that you need that time. And it's, you know, if it's a spa day, if it's a vacation, you know, if it's a going to the Reds game, you need that family time just to take a moment to say, you know, we did this together. Because it's tough on, you know, it was tough on my wife. It was tough on the kids.
I think that vacation was the first time that we could let a lot of things go. It was just the first time we could stop and feel success and feel happy about where we were at as a family. And it was a fantastic time together. We celebrated and we laughed and we set everything else aside. And we were just a family, a healthy family again, and we had a fantastic time.
Yeah, she was having a really good time. Our friends came down from New Jersey, so we spent time with them. We went in the water a lot, and we went to the beaches. We went kayaking. She had a really fun time, especially in the water, because we don't really live by a lake, so we don't exactly get to go to the lake all the time.
For me, living on was my kids. You know, they're young. We adopted them. We fostered to adopt. So my wife and I were able to adopt them. And they were, you know, my driving source because they are young. And for me, I wanted to be here to see them, you know, graduate, you know, move on with their life. So living on is not only, you know, my family and growing, but it's also helping others. You know, I never thought I'd be in this club. I never thought I'd have breast cancer. But for some reason, I had it. I was chosen. So now it's my goal to give back and help others through the process, through the journey. And it is a journey, you know, and it doesn't just stop once they say you're cancer-free, you know, because there is other issues, survivorship, you know, there's so many ways, and it's a community.
I was really fortunate. I was about probably 8 months out of my own treatments. I finished in May of 2020 that the foundation reached out to me to ask if I wanted to help deliver gifts to other breast cancer patients in Northern Kentucky. And immediately the answer was yes. And little by little, I realized that part of my healing process was being able to give back to other breast cancer patients. And we wanted to be able to help women who had young children, who were trying to balance the responsibility of being a parent with also being a breast cancer patient, because that was something we understood so well. We ended up creating the Harper J. Brubaker Living Fund, and we're able to deliver our first gift in October of 2021, which was amazing because it was during Breast Cancer Awareness Month. And we had gone in with this goal of raising $1,000. We were hopeful that our friends and family would support us. To date, we've raised over $6,000, and for both Jason and I to be able to give those gifts, but also to be able to show Harper what it means to be philanthropic and to be able to give back to a community that has given so much to us was so incredibly important. And it has been, for us, very much part of our healing process as a family.
It was just a really powerful moment. I mean, being able to know that we were helping somebody, knowing that we had been kind of in their shoes a couple years prior, knowing what that meant to Beth and to our family. Well, it was just really nice to be able to do that. It felt good to see how much it meant to them, and then to know that the money came from the fund named after Harper just made it all the more special for us.
So to me, living on really means being an example for my daughter, to show her that even in the midst of going through something incredibly difficult, there are ways to be able to overcome that and to be able to make something better for other people out of that experience. And I think we've had the opportunity to do that through creating the Harper J. Brubaker Living Fund. And I just want her to know that just because something bad happens to you doesn't mean that's the end of your life. You're able to move past something like that and really make something better.
I'm always happy because everywhere I go is a destination, is a vacation. But this was just a really great girls' trip. So doing that just made, after trying to heal some more from that, it just sort of put the cherry on top of my healing, and we were just had the time of our lives. And mentally, I came out, just being just as thankful as I was going in. So when this came along, I jumped on it, and it just made me happy because before that, it was all cancer, cancer, cancer. And that was sort of, at that point, I was just ready to do something else. Personally, living on to me is just living every single moment, whether I'm feeling sick, whether I'm feeling great, whether, I'm just excited to see the sun, excited to see the next moment, whatever I have to do to get through, that day. And like I said, all the support, but living on it just means paying back, being kind to other people, putting some of that back out there. And just being grateful for the opportunity of each day. So I just try to live on every single day. And like I said, so much support, friends, my husband, just everybody. So living on to me just means waking up and just, I feel like we owe a debt to the day, every single day. So if I can, I just go out there and I try to pay that debt however I can. And that's living to me.
I remember when she was just diagnosed and going through the chemo and everything. Beforehand, she was really just the brightest person in the room, really the happiest and most caring person. But, anyone would kind of go down a little bit when you're going through like one of the hardest times in your life. And my mom was super surprised. It was like such a great surprise because that really was that week. It was really one of the toughest times of her whole kind of chemo regimen. She was feeling really down. And I just really, like, when she opened the door, I really just remember the smile on her face, and I immediately saw that, happiness.
I don't think she, stopped laughing the whole day, really. And I think that, when I look back at it, it's kind of one of the best memories I have with her, because there wasn't there were good days for the year and a half that she had cancer, but I think that was probably one of the best memories that I had with her over her cancer diagnosis. Well, my mom just absolutely loved fun. She was the funniest, she was the brightest person in the room, and we just thought that if we could give people the memories that I had with my mom from the Karen Wellington Foundation, that she would be excited about that. And I don't think there's a better way than to honor her, I guess, and giving people more fun, since she was such a fun person.
I would say living on means to me just kind of living on in a way my mom would live on, kind of following in her footsteps and kind of doing what she would want me to do. So I know before she passed, she said that she really wanted to help other people who are going through cancer, going through breast cancer, because she never realized how many people go through that. So I think, living on through her memory and, creating that fund, I think also is something that I'm doing and my whole family is doing, just to create, keep that memory going of her and, how great of a person she was and all of that.
A lot of people don't have the opportunity to go to Hawaii, and for a woman that's battling a breast cancer like that, that would be such an incredible gift and such a respite, I feel like, from the chemo and the radiation and the stress and everything like that. So I sent a message to my dad, and he was immediately on board, which was really fun. My dad is a lot of things, and he is one of the most generous people I've ever met. So it was really cool for me to just see how instantly he just was like, yes, let's do it. Let's go change some lives. So it's always really fun for me when I get a message from him with a thank you note or pictures of the women that are on the beach or enjoying a glass of wine on the lanai. And it's just really cool to know that that was just a simple message that I sent to him a couple of years ago, and it's ended up changing so many people's lives.
Well, when I'm part of the giving and I meet the recipients personally, it is an emotional event, but for me it's usually positive energy, because many of these ladies have Maui or Hawaii as their bucket list item, and I'm more than happy to help them check that off their bucket list, and they go, and I think at least 2 and probably 3, that was their last vacation before they moved on. So, and that makes me feel like, wow, Rita and I are really blessed. God has given us tremendous gifts, and I think it is imperative that I help share that with people and help them achieve some happiness.
It kind of goes back to the same thing. Like, I want to make sure that I'm living on just by my actions and my deeds, and I'm not going to be around forever, but I'd like to think that the impact that I'm making, however small, continues to live on in other people. And I think that that's what that means to me. We all have an unfortunately limited time on this earth. We never know how much time we're actually going to get. But just doing the things, not even these, great grand gestures, but just the small things where that you've made a small impact, small but powerful. I think that's what I consider to be living on, and that's what I aspire to do in my life.
It started with a dream. Karen Wellington boldly said that when she beat cancer, each year her family would take a vacation, and in return send another family living with cancer on a trip as well. Although Karen never got to see that dream come true, in July of 2007, we decided to get started for her. From sunrise hikes in Maui and horseback rides in Colorado, to hot air balloon rides over Montana and spa days with friends. From zip lining in Costa Rica to skydiving in your hometown. If it's fun, relaxing, or leaves cancer behind, KWF is in. Most importantly, it has been a growing team effort led by each of you who have put the rapid pace of life and all the negativity aside to help give some fun now to others. The Wellington family alone would have given a couple dozen vacations by now. But thanks to the overwhelming generosity of givers like you, new and old, Karen's foundation has given over 1,000 gifts of fun. Now that's living with cancer. Nominate, donate, or join the fun. Cheers to the next 1,000.